Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress Tradeancient Edition. So, hopefully now the sound will be a little bit better on the videos that I make. I shelled out a little bit of money and got an arm for my microphone. And there's my cat. You probably can hear her. Hello, cat. No, I'm not feeding you right now. Go away. Anyways, and also I have a pop filter, which I had the pop filter before as well, but the microphone was on a tripod that came along with the mic, and it wasn't really close to my mouth, but it wasn't super far away, and apparently what was happening was the volume from some of the games that I was playing was overwhelming my voice at times. So what this should do is it should keep the volume of my voice a little bit more consistent. So because I'm not really one when I record to sit in one position for very long. I like to shift around a lot. So hopefully with this setup I can still kind of get my lean on, and you'll be able to hear me anyway. So okay, enough about that. So in our last video, see, it looks like we stopped when winter set in. In our last video we were looking at well, we still got all of those corpses there, but I guess they're going to stay there till the end of time, apparently. We built another barracks for our 3rd militia unit. We were working on getting some flooring put down. We made a few more workshops. We have a 2nd smelter now that's working on cassiterite. We have our 1st smelters working on tetrahedrite. The idea being that eventually when we get enough cassiterite and tetrahedrite smelted, that we're going to begin the process of making the bronze alloy. And then after we have the bronze, we can in turn turn that bronze into armor for our melee units. Right now they're kind of just wearing a hodgepodge of things that we've managed to scavenge off of trade parties that came through. So that will be very good. We've got a 2nd forge that's just sitting idle waiting for that to happen. We made another wood furnace, basically to take a little bit of the burden off of our other wood furnace, which will be having to make a lot of charcoal since we're out of coke for the fuel reaction. Since we have not found our magma layer yet, we cannot build magma furnaces, which is kind of neat, and I do hope that we eventually get down to the magma layer before the FPS goes to crap. Because it would be fun to set up magma forges, or magma smelters, but for now what we're going to do is we're going to make do with some wood furnaces, which will in turn kind of knock down the trees a little bit around here, but we have so many of them. Our 2nd wood furnace we're using to make ash, and we also set up an ashery right here, and they're making potash. So what we're going to do with the potash is we're going to turn that into fertilizer, which will improve the yield from our farm plots, which is very nice. And then we also set up a loom. At some point, I think we're going to have to set up a dyer's workshop so that we can start dyeing some of our thread. Not all of it, because we want to keep some thread around for hospital use, but we'll dye some of our thread, and then we can start not just using cloth from trade caravans, but also we can use cloth from our pigtails, because we don't need to be using all of the pigtail cloth just for thread. We can definitely spare some of that for our clothing industry. So let's see, what else do we have going on here? Okay, so we have all of these bedroom layers here. Looks okay, nobody's claiming these, that's great. Let's go down to our mining layer. So we're still kind of working on exploring this out. We found some more tetrahedrite, which is fantastic. It's exactly what we need. So, alright, well, let's just go ahead and let the game run and see what happens. No ammunition, he says. What about our craft store structure? What's happening here? Wooden bolts, rock pots. Well, I guess we can check our stocks and see on ammo what's going on here. Why are these forbidden? Maybe they're forbidden because they might have been used target practice, or shot outside and nobody bothered, or maybe it just forbids them automatically. So, all right, well, why is this not making bolts? Let's take a look at the workshop profile for the bolts themselves. So right now we have 221 bolts, and that's why it's not making any. I guess the bolts are already claimed by other people. So maybe we need to up our workflow constraint range a little bit. So let's just bump it up. We'll just say 250, not 2,502, but 250 to 300. And hopefully that will keep us in business. If not, we can always readjust that back up. Let's take a look at our jeweler's workshop. So we need to re-up on this. I really wish there was an easier way to do this. I've tried to set workflow constraints, but what ends up happening if you do that is you just end up getting an absolute butt ton of red messages at the bottom of your screen, which really annoys me. Okay, so flooring is happening. Looks like some of this stuff is finally starting to biodegrade, which is fantastic. Probably would not be a bad idea for us to go ahead and designate some more trees to get chopped down, because with us making ash and making charcoal now, we are going to be burning through trees. Now, we could use the auto chop dashboard for that, but I'm not super familiar with it, so I don't really want to introduce anything in this video series that I am not super familiar with. It looks like there's still some things here at the depot, so why don't we look at this stuff and see why is it hanging out? Okay, I have no clue what's going on here with these water buffalo calves. I don't know. But these citrines, I don't understand why they're hanging out here. Do we just not have any room in the jewel stockpile? Where are we stockpiling gems? Here's our gem stockpile. Rough gems. What about finished goods? Would that be where it is? Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and forbid everything but those finished gems. Maybe that's why they're hanging out up there, because they're finished and there just was no place to stockpile them. Perhaps, I don't know. We do have a lot of wood here. Here's a finished goods stockpile. That was for, this is for mugs. Is this also mugs? It is mugs. Okay, so our mug stockpiles look good. Our furniture stockpile is full, but not in a bad way. And here is our kind of like wooden furniture stockpile. We've kind of got it separated out, which I like. Okay, so the whole point of setting up making potash is so that you can fertilize your field. So let me show you how to do that. So what you want to do is you want to click on the field that you want fertilized. Okay, and if you look down here, you can see there is an option here that says fertilize. If you hit lowercase f, what that will do is it will fertilize it one time. And I believe this FT right here, 0 out of 5, is how many times it can be fertilized. Please don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. I never looked it up. It's just what made sense to me. And so what I normally do is I set up this thing called here, this seasonal fertilize. What that does is it will fertilize it at the start of the season every time. So I'm just going to hit S for all of these fields, and it may end up giving us an error message because we don't have enough fertilizer built up yet. We'll see. If that's the case, that's fine. Eventually, we will definitely have enough fertilizer to make that happen. And it does improve your yield, so it's worth doing if you have enough trees to cut down to make the fertilizer. I mean, you can make potash from, I think, from lye as well. Yeah, you can make it from lye as well, which I'm not really super familiar with. I guess that would be animal fat. Let me look it up real quick. It's always good to have the wiki open. So let's look at lye and see what it says. Okay, lye is a material used to make soap and can also be used to make potash. So it's actually very useful. Lye is made by a lye maker at an ashery and requires 1 bar of ash and an empty bucket. Ash is made from wood at a wood burner, by a wood burner at a wood furnace. Lye is moved from buckets into a barrel. If you have a food stockpile with lye enabled in a spare barrel, 1 barrel can hold 50 units of lye. A bucket of lye can be used to make soap. Lye freezes in cold weather. Interesting. Uh-oh. So Bone Doctor has been possessed. So he's going to be wanting to find a workshop. Did we ever get that memorial placed for that guy? I don't think we did. Let's look at our unit screen, which I hit the wrong button for. Do we still have a ghost hanging around? We have a lot of people here. I don't think we ever got that memorial done. We never put it. I don't think we ever put it anywhere at the very least. I don't know, because I don't see a memorial here. I know we worked on it. Let me see here. Build. It's escaping my brain. It wouldn't be a burial receptacle. I think it's a slab. Alt S. Whoa, heyo. That was the wrong button. I hit Control S. Sorry. So we could put this slab right here. Maybe we did. I don't know. Let's put it there and see what happens. Because there is no other reason why I would make a slab. So I don't know. Anyways, he'll claim a workshop. Hopefully we have the materials that he needs so that we don't have to like block him in. So that if he goes crazy, he won't like go berserk and kill somebody. Okay, so he claimed a mason's workshop. Let's see, where is he? So he's up here. He's a bone setter. He's an adequate mason. Okay. So that was his mutable skill. So he's taken off. He looks like he's grabbing a gem. Or actually, no, that's cassiterite. So he's grabbing a little bit of metal. I hope he makes something useful. Normally, they don't make anything useful, but hopefully he'll make something useful. It would be... Okay, exactly. Very good. We didn't lay down that slab. It's lucky for us that he was not like a vengeful spirit, because you can have ghosts that will attack your people. So he was not. He was just basically roaming around and spooking folks. So that worked out for us, luckily. Yeah, right here, if you click on it, it'll say, you know, this is a memorial to Eshtan Atislektad. So, and I checked before I started the video, like, not this time, but the last time before. Yeah, his body is still in the water over there. So, and we could make this a memorial hall, and what that would do is dwarves would actually come here sometimes to hang out. So why don't we do that? It's kind of weird to think about, but if it gives them some place to come other than that other place, it's fine. And what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll just like admire the statues and they'll admire the memorial. So it's a very good room to decorate and make look nice. Okay, so he found all of his materials. That's beautiful. We're still having a problem with Fell Tree Horrified. Why are you horrified? Why are you horrified? Where is this at? Zoom to location. I'm not sure why you're horrified. Where's my cursor? I can't see my cursor. It's right here. I mean, are they still horrified because of the bodies here? You know, damn it, I've said, get rid of this. And they're just like, no, we're not touching it. There's plenty of space in the refuse and the garbage dump. They're just like, no, we're not going to do it. Maybe it's because I've got my people so busy. Maybe that's what it is. Alright, so we're still not making wooden bolts, and we're still having a problem with not having enough bolts, apparently. We're at 296 now. Why are they not taking the bolts, I wonder? I mean, we've got our when we go to the ammunition screen, which is F, you can see they're set for 60 wood bolts. They're set for 100 wood bolts. So I really don't know what more to do for them. I mean, if you think about it, we've got 10 people in the Armored Whiskers. They're all going to need 100 bolts. So we would need 1,000 bolts there. I don't know how many hunters we have. So, and they're each going to need 60. I don't know. It just bugs me to get error messages. I like to get things figured out. I don't like to have error messages. So, maybe that's like a failing of mine in this game. Okay, so we're making some potash from ash. Are we fertilizing this? Has it been fertilized? I don't think so. Has this been fertilized? Doesn't look like it. Not yet. Eventually. Eventually it'll happen. Eventually. Okay, slaughter that. So lye is very good for soap. And soap is a good thing to do, so we might end up making some soap as well. So how would we go about doing that? Well, we need to make lye, right? Yeah, we need to make lye. And that requires buckets, but we do have a workflow constraint set up for buckets. So we could maybe like say, all right, we could say like make lye on repeat. And then we could do like, I don't know, just set it at 5 to 10 initially. And then if we wanted to make soap, then what we would do to make soap is, I'm having to look this up because it's, ooh, it made a table, so that is useful. That's actually something that we can put in a room, and it will greatly boost the happiness of the people that, you know, see it and lay eyes upon it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so while this is paused, I'm going to look this up. So soap. How do we make some soap? Soap. Okay, so if you got the lye, you have to have a soap maker's workshop. Sure. Okay. Ah, okay. 1 unit of tallow or oil plus 1 of lye creates a single bar of finished soap. So you have to have either a unit of tallow or oil. And you can get tallow from fat, from butchered animals at a kitchen. Oil you can get from seeds or rock nuts, which we actually have been processing. So what we would do is we would set up a screw press, which we don't have currently, and then we could press the rock nuts into oil, and we could put it together, which would be kind of cool. It's not something I've actually ever done before, so I'm kind of like teaching myself new things as I kind of like teach you guys things, so it's kind of neat. So actually, let's look and see. Let's look and see at about rock nuts. Rock nuts. We have 49 quarry bushes. I think that's what you process the quarry bush. So rock nuts are seeds, actually. Yeah. Seeds, rock nuts. We have 28 rock nuts. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're processing these quarry bushes, because you don't want to just use all of your rock nuts for pressing, because if you do that, you won't have any left to plant. So then you're like kind of stopping the cycle. So we have to be careful there. Okay, so you process at the farmer's workshop, which we actually have this right here set up. It was set up for repeat. Let's go ahead and set it up again. Process plants to bag. So that processes rock nuts. And then I know the vial is not what we need, because it's like processes like some kind of above ground plant into something. We don't have any of that. So Just 1 second. I'm just trying to re-familiarize myself with the different ones there. Farmer's Workshop. Okay, so if you process plants, just process plants, what it does is it turns pigtails or rope reed into thread. So we do need to do that. If you process plants to bag, it turns quarry bushes into leaves and nuts. So you get the leaves and the nuts. Okay. If you process to a barrel, it turns sweet pods into dwarven syrup and seeds, which is good. Because the syrup you can use for cooking, and the seeds you just replant. And then, yeah, for the vial, it turns valley herbs into golden salve. So, which golden salve has no use just as a trade good. So, currently, I'm sure at some point in time, Toady will, like, make something magical happen with it. But, all right, so we definitely want to process plants as well on repeat. And barrels is fine as well. Let's just check real quick. So it actually says that quarry bushes is what we need. Okay, so there it is right there. Quarry bushes 49. So we have 49 that we can process. Yeah, very good. Very good. So I think I was looking at leaves earlier, and then these quarry bush leaves, I think we can actually cook. Let me make sure it's not turned off. Quarry bush leaves. It is turned off. We've been brewing them, and that's fine. Yeah, that's good. What about this? Parsnip plants? You can brew the parsnip plants. Generally, I'm pretty much in favor of brewing everything that we can and not cooking it. So fisher berries, yeah. Beets, ugh, okay. Artichoke hearts, all right. So we turned the cooking off on this, yeah. We actually, quarry bush leaves is fine. It's fine to cook them. Right? Right. Because it's not a quarry bush, it's the quarry bush leaf. So yeah, that's fine. Radishes, we can actually brew. That sounds disgusting. Strawberries, we can brew. Okay, that actually sounds okay. We'll make like some strawberry wine or something. Seeds, we've turned off the cooking on all of the seeds. But really, we're not going to be doing any above ground farming in this game. So anything that's above ground, we can turn on. So carrot seeds is fine. Fisherberry seeds is fine. Prickleberry seeds. Ratweed seeds, sure. Strawberry seeds. All of those, yeah, go ahead and cook them. Get rid of them. Drinks, maize beer. Ooh, 1 unit of corn beer. Yeah, we don't want to cook with that. And then all of this stuff we have set up for cooking, but we might want to go through here and, like tallow, we might want to turn the cooking off on the tallow. Because as long as it's in a stockpile, it won't go bad, and we can use that tallow. Yeah, we can use this tallow for soap. So let's go through here and find the tallow, and we're going to say, please don't cook that. Please don't cook that. Man, we have a lot of it. Turkey tallow. So yeah, now that we have that tallow, we can take. I think we can put the tallow. I'm going to keep this thing. Yeah, we can take the tallow and the lye and make soap as well. Pretty nice. I don't think we have a soap maker's workshop yet, though. No, we don't. So we're gonna have to put it somewhere. Unfortunately, we're kind of out of room on this layer. What we could do is we could just like put it down here or something, or we could also go up a layer and build another like workshop wing. Or we could also just like put a workshop here and a workshop here and a workshop here. That really wouldn't be that bad. The only thing that would do is that would limit us from going off this direction. But I guess if we just absolutely had to build out that way, we could always build around it, like a hallway around it. But generally, I try to keep everything as close to the stairway as I can. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to dig out right over here. So we're going to put a door here, and then we're just going to make a 5x5 room. And that's going to be our soap maker's workshop. And we're going to make some soap, like Fight Club, except without the violence. Or maybe there will be violence. I don't know. Dwarves do like to get rowdy. But hopefully no violence. Hopefully no violence. No dwarf on dwarf violence. Okay, so we're going to have to floor that because that is a soil floor. So we're going to floor it with potash. You want to floor it with the potash? No. Let's use the chert. It actually will work out just fine. Sounds like there's a storm a-coming. And then we need to build a door here. A chert door, as it is. How's our mining going? Man, it's a very extensive project, But man, look at all that tetrahedrite we found. We're going to find a lot of gems too. So that's very good. Yep. Hey, that's what we were looking for. We were looking for that tetrahedrite desperately. We needed it. We can make our own weapons. Well, not weapons. We actually have plenty of weapons, but our own armor. So our FPS isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's just what happens, Whenever you start to get more dwarves, your FPS is going to drop. Unless you've just got your stockpiles really set up very well. I wonder if they ever got around to fertilizing this stuff. I don't know. I don't think so. It could be that since the season already started, maybe that's the deal. Is they're not going to fertilize it? What if I hit F? Ah, see, it popped up with 5 there when I hit F, so let's go ahead and do that for all of them. We're probably going to get a message that says, you don't have enough fertilizer for that. So I generally try to stay, this is kind of weird, but I generally try to stay away from any layer that shows the ground level after a while. And as you can see, this is why. Because if you go up to the ground level, the FPS just absolutely tanks. Watch, I'm just gonna go down and watch it go back up. I mean, I guess that's kind of like a life hack for Dwarf Fortress. I don't know. Okay, so now it's winter. I'm sorry, it wasn't winter before. Now it's winter. So they're gonna fertilize it anyways. Great. All right, well that makes a nice stopping point for us. We only made it about a month, but hey, we got some things done. So in our next video, hopefully we'll finish out getting the rest of that exploratory mining done, so we can go ahead and cherry pick out all the gems, get some more tetrahedrite mined out. We can start making some soap, so our dwarves won't be dirty and smelly anymore. And yeah. Hopefully we can start cranking out some armor. Let's see, just real quick before I let you guys go, how many bars we've got. Bars. So we have 21 copper, 16 tin. So we could make 16 bronze at this point. So we need to keep going. We need to keep going. Why So we actually do still have some coke. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's been a great episode. I actually learned some things in this, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as well. And I will see you soon for the very next episode, and we'll see what fresh hell awaits us then. So, until then, game on.